off air, Ish was explaining to us that he's afraid of watching paranormal.
I didn't say that, you asshole.
All right, so let me not. I don't want to lie on your name.
You did say you were scared of watching.
Didn't say that. Hey, you
son, you said
you
were
doing?
scared.
He did say that.
I did not say that.
So what you said?
Fam, paranormal activity came up.
Uh-huh.
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Trump.
Charles, I knew that. Charles was explaining how the example we use with paranormal activity, they spent $15,000 to make it.
Uh-huh.
The dude has an executive producer credit on every single paranormal activity, and nobody in the world knows his name.
As he should.
So then we went from paranormal activity. The conversation took a train, and we landed into scary movies, et cetera, et cetera. And I said,
you said,
you ran out the house, and then you told us you ran out the house.
We asked
that's what I did. I hid under my bed too, right?
You said you ran out the house.
So I said, yo, I come from the Pentecostal background. We don't watch none of the scary movies and none of that other shit.
Pentecostal means.
Pentecostal,
That's
the fun church right there. That's that music. You know what I'm saying?
That's the Zah of the church.
That's the yo.
Hey, that's church Zah.
Hey, yo,
church
African,
Zah.
you back there? You all right?
Hello.
Yo.
All right, so you come from the Pentecostal church.
So I said
you might
that.
have caught a new one.
No, church Zah is crazy.
I don't engage. And they like, well, you don't watch scary movies. And I'm like, no, nigga. In my household, the negative, evil energy is coming in.
But you no. Don't put it on the house.
And that ain't what you said, too.
You said you were scared, yo.
Hey, yo, I heard you say, so they had the paranormal activity on. I got up and ran out the house.
I didn't say ran out the house. I said I left the girl's house. She was
Power
watching.
walked.
All right, quick little strike.
A jog.
Quick little strike.
And I don't remember enough of them. I'm sure I've seen one or two of them.
Nah, them shits was a different kind of scary, but
I mean, listen, the Exorcist was
get a
scary.
dog, man.
Jason?
Jason was
no,
scary.
Jason
when we
wasn't
kids.
scary.
Yeah.
That was a
Those were scary
we
to
was
me.
kids when they came
Paranormal
out.
activity.
Jason is a big cocky white boy running around stabbing people.
Wait,
with
he was
axes.
white?
Right. We never seen his face.
I never seen him.
He wasn't black. He wasn't black
How do you know he?
because he made
How
it
do
to
you
the end of
know
the movie.
that?
How do you
nigga
know what
mask has
Jason
come
was?
off before.
Yo, you niggas put race in Jason.
Right.
Ray done tore Jason ass up if he was black.
Because the mask.
And really, the women don't want to talk about Jason because that highlights toxicity from women. What Jason moms did to Jason.
Yeah. That was some foul. Like, yeah, it was.
What y'all think? Jason just turned out like that?
Yeah.
You think Will just arbitrarily smacked my man?
Oh wow. We going in?
I'm just saying.
Somebody was
It's
gonna
trying
rip
his
for it.
best. It's just trying his best to run from Charles's retort.
I'm not. So no. So then,
And I'm not leaving it.
so Charles asked. He said, "Yo, if that's
Charles
your,
right there. Don't you
got a
tell
mic
me
now.
what
Yeah, he got a
asked.
mic.
No, I'm
gotta
introing
finish with
Charles.
what you-
Charles said that I said, yo, I don't deal with that because in my household we talked about spirits and negative energy, and I asked, oh, he talks about the universe often. What do you think negativity does in the universe? It drains you, et cetera, et cetera. So Charles said, if that's the case, we want to talk about what's going on with your Nikes. And I said,
No, he said you don't feel that negative, whatever coming from your Nikes.
and I said,
soles of your shoes.
And I said, "Ke?" Because I don't know what the hell Charles is talking about.
Well, okay, so when you think about what it takes to put those shoes together, when you think about the people who are basically going through slavery, when you think about the people who are basically losing their lives,
Muffins.
or not having a life.
Muffins.
Oh, shit. Muffins getting cooked.
So
No,
if
I'm
you-
not going against him. I'm
if
learning.
You think about the fact that they take $10 to $15 shoes and then they sell them over here for $100 and something.
300,
300.
Thousands.
Right? Or make them
Thousands.
make them so needed that people will kill for them. Or you think about the fact that what people will do to gain ground to afford those shoes.
True.
You're not saying that ain't bad spiritual?
Absolutely. And when you put it in that context, absolutely. Same thing with all of the Apple iPhones and Tesla and all the other shit.
Take a shot at me.
They're
You
having
can't even write a movie without this dark mind.
no, they having an issue.
Yo,
They having an issue.
I would
now.
hate to look at Nikes and think of that pain.
No, that's deep.
That's therapy deep.
What country is that? What country is that where Tesla and Apple and all of them are mining and shit? And they said they got African boys over there dying at 7, 8, 9 years old in the mines for using all the shit for the phones.
Right. Or when they call conflict diamonds.
No,
Well,
Congo.
that's
It's in the
pain
Congo.
that comes-
It's in the Congo.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
pain
but that's Sierra Leone with the conflicts.
takes that universe.
That's true.
Space, that
I agree with that. I
universal
never
space.
thought of that.
And take them black kids from Madonna.
What?
Take Madonna.
Why y'all let Madonna run the little kids out there?
But listen. You know,
I'm joking, man.
yeah. But you know what? This whole conversation, it kind of leads back to the idea of ownership.
True.
You know, when it comes to business.
True.
Because again, yeah, I like a good Nike dunk like anybody else because I've been inundated and like doctrine
that's what we should
with
want.
that.
That's
But
true.
what's wrong with the gay Swiss or just a sneaker with no name? Or if I know Charles is
You wore it before,
Charles,
you know what's
is
wrong
making
with
sneakers and
I know when that soul came off.
You wore it.
No,
Walking
that's
past
not
niggas.
true. That's not true.
Niggas was smacking your head around and shit.
We don't.
When you
been
walked
through,
up to Shorty and she gave you the.
And she laughed at you. You ain't get no pussy, nigga. Get out of here with them K-Swiss.
and that's right there. That's the
part of
problem.
the poison.
You know what I'm saying? If my man's is making some sweaters, what makes them different? Why am I going to spend? Yo, listen, man, it's so crazy. They make all of this stuff is all wholesale. They getting the same materials from the same places. They
Same
just
factories.
slap a Balenciaga on it and mark it up to $1,500,
Hey, oh,
and
you
this
taking
might
a
be
shot, oh?
$100.
You taking a shot?
You
Yeah,
wearing,
what?
look
Yeah,
at
you got
shoes.
Balenciaga
No,
on.
no. I'm not taking the shot at
You
all.
wearing Balenciaga, right?
You got
Me?
no, talking about Ish.
Oh, nah, I'm not taking a shot.
You just happen to be
Oh,
wearing
damn.
it.
It's just wow.
Yo, wow.
It just happened
Yo,
like
Nike. Yo, you
Yeah,
just,
I see what's going on.
Yo, you dressed well off
Yeah.
of poor kid sweat. No, now that I'm Charles
You want to
really
start talking
opened
about
my
that
eyes.
cashmere?
Charles
You wanna start
really
talking
op-
about cashmere?
Charles
I didn't even
really
know you.
opened my
I didn't even
eyes.
know you had a Balenciaga.
Yo, you-
sweater on.
Yo, you get
But
them
I'm just
niggas,
saying,
get them niggas their sweatpants.
Whatever.
He saw the Balenciaga. He didn't realize he saw it.
That's what
Right.
happened.
No, he paid for it. This is Mr. Black people spend too much money on clothes. He paid for that.
Yo, how much that sweatsuit cost?
I don't know. I don't check prices.
Ooh.
I don't check prices.
I know. Where you get
I've
it from?
afforded myself the quality of
Where'd you
life
get it
to
from?
where as I see it, I like it, I'm getting it. You can't shame me into feeling guilty about it. No.
Asking
Now what?
Because
Fuck him.
I think I know the reason. I
rub
think I know
that
the reason.
cashmere,
Hold on.
He always
I think I
gotta
know
do that
I think
shit.
I know the reason. One, we all come from the mud.
We come from the mud.
right?
Yeah.
Two, wait.
Clean it
Listen.
up for me.
I don't want to, listen, don't get defensive. Two, you got on, you know what it feels like to have and then have not.
True.
And then you have again.
True.
So it's a part of you that's like, I'm
This time,
all this shit I couldn't afford. But like, yeah.
Nigga, I could
and
die
and
tomorrow.
I listen to me. I relate to that because when I first got on, everything that my moms couldn't afford to buy me as a kid, all the shell toes, stuff that wasn't even in style then.
You going back to get that, though. I'm going back to get that.
15, I want every color. I want every, you know what I mean? It's like I was reliving my childhood.
That's real.
You know what I mean? And I'm just being honest. But now it's like I don't care if I see somebody, whatever's fly is fly to me in my eyes. And my thing is when we take it back to the ownership piece, using that sneaker thing as a I know an African dude, Nigerian, G-Day. He has a sneaker company in Nigeria, self-made. I'm trying to help. I'm like, yo, these are dope.
I want the Jadays.
I post every time I wear these joints. People are like, yo, those are dope.
That's
Da-da-da-da.
those are right there?
And these are my son got me these, so I can't even. He got expensive taste.
Nah, it
what
cost-
he said. You know what I'm saying? But every time I wear the product, people make a remark. I try to send them to the website or what have you. But then when it's like some people's. If I say the name, it's like, oh, I never heard of that. It's like to even react like that. It's like.
We need
Both
validation
of
from
you
somebody
probably
else to
more
make
than
it pop.
anybody else in the room. People hear a song, and it could honestly be dope. But if you put a name on it or some unknown name on it, if you lead with the unknown name, they just listening with
The
that
response
fizz.
gonna be
Absolutely.
different. The response is
You see
different.
what I'm saying?
I've done that
And
plenty
I
of times.
think that's whack, yo. I think
think
that's
it's terrible.
whack because it's like we blind to the truth
True.
of what it is. You know what I'm saying?
We care
And
about
it's
the
like
name more than
Or the
more
name
than what
make
it
it hot.
is.
The name make it
You know?
hot, not the actual.
Or not hot.
And so when we complaining about these things, we talking about not complaining, but when we do complain as a people about the ownership and the distribution of power and all of these things, it's like we put too much weight into that. Like for me, if you're gonna go to the Oscar place, let's go from this point of view. Who cares about the Oscar? Why do we give it weight? Why don't we give more weight to the NAACP award or the whatever awards are dedicated solely for us as Black and brown people? And but
Saying
in this
that.
business, here's the quandary is, yeah, but if you get that trophy or the Golden Globe or whatever, your salary
Yes, and
quadruples overnight. You know what I'm saying? But then there's a deeper question of why is that?
Yep.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah,
true.
but by having that conversation, you're also getting into the roots of segregation versus integration.
That's true. I was about to say civil rights. I was about to say blame it on civil rights, but I ain't want to serious us
They
out.
redline everything.
Let's go, Charles. Let it go. But
I ain't want to
but
serious us out.
where we are is a very interesting place in history, period, in that these young cats, and I'm speaking specifically to the music cats, they literally don't need y'all for nothing. Literally.
So now what's happening is
So the young cats that's coming up, they're not dreaming about getting a record
signing
deal
to the
or
label.
signing to. They like, yo, if I could pull in this,
just put it out.
if I can pull in this $2 million a year, dolo, just gotta worry about taxes, and my whole team is just me and my two mans,
And we grinding.
and they getting paid. And then if you got the right team, you can build your
Everything.
merch spend,
Yeah,
everything outside of that. Why would you look at you know who doesn't get enough credit in this hip hop thing of ours is Tech Nine.
Yeah.
Yo, my
Absolutely.
G, Tech Nine is murdering.
He's been murdering.
Yeah.
He been
He's
murdering.
15, 20 years of.
It's funny. I walked in on a conversation the other day. They was talking about at studio about who has the most followers and shit like that. And so throughout Tech Nine is a name amongst the Rihannas and all that shit. Obviously, they have 200 million, whatever.
course.
Tech Nine has like 10 million followers or something like that. Like he's built his shit.
It's
To a
not even.
different,
It's the.
and that's just follow. I'm not.
It's
I
the
know that doesn't
idea
equal
of
finances.
It's the idea of owning the land, farming the land, bringing in the cattle, harvesting the cattle, the cattle. You know what I'm saying?
And selling everything that
plants,
comes along
the
with your
produce,
land.
everything, and you're selling it, and it's all coming from you. And if we bond with each other, hey, you know, I got some goats, you know. Well,
I got
some
the chickens
cows,
and the
I got
eggs.
some
Now we're gonna
chickens.
make our own
Yo,
farm.
let's if
I
we,
got some
if
goats
we
together.
go in all on this piece of land, it could get bigger. You see what I'm saying?
So let me ask you that. In the music business, I was going to ask this question earlier too. In the music business, I mean, not the music, in the movie business, do you guys find that it's that same resistance and apprehension with regards to working with our own?
Yes.
I'm gonna let Charles answer that one.
Yeah, as evidenced by the writers' names that are on Straight Outta Compton. 4 white people, 5 white people, but it was rewritten by 4 black people.
Wait, say that again, please.
What?
Yeah, Straight Outta Compton. If you look
Put the
at
mic closer.
names- Oh, sorry. If you look at the names on Straight Outta Compton, if you IMDb it and look at the writers' names, those are all white names. But I know the black people who came behind those guys and did the writing.
I was about to say it's damn near impossible for somebody that's not of the culture to write Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, but what that got to do with the business of Straight Outta Compton?
That is
You already
crazy.
know what time
You
it
know.
is.
Look at that.
And so, and this is no
Well, that's
slight
because they put
against.
Gary Gray name up there.
Yeah, he directed it.
F. Gary
Yeah,
Gray.
but you know, and this is no slight against anybody, but we buy into everything is about narrative. Everything is a story, right? And when you see brothers or sisters saying, "Well, I need this person to get me through the door," that's a narrative,
True.
right? Even when there are examples of people going, I don't need to go through that door.
like my own door.
Right? It all comes down to what the narrative appeases in your ego. Because when you mention Tech Nine is probably gone, hey, this path, if I got to do all the work, I'll do all the work. And those 10 million people, I don't need 20 million, right? In the movie business, the narrative is always, you want to be on the front of Variety? You want to be on the front of Hollywood Reporter? You want to be on the front of,
Vanity
Headline?
Fair. Yeah.
And there are people who are still making millions of bucks on YouTube, right? They ain't got that marketing.
True.
They ain't got that whole thing in place.
True.
But they don't care that they don't have all of that stuff in place.
But that's life. I think that some people would rather in any arena, in any forum, right? Even in I own a construction company. So I know plumbers that make $400,000 a year.
Right.
300-400 grand easily. I mean, with no sweat. But then you have people that will shun them, but big up the lawyer that's chasing ambulances for 90 grand a year because the lawyer moniker and the doctor moniker sound better than electrician and plumber. So I think the notoriety that comes along with being on Vanity Fair, I could be making Tech Nine. I remember Joe and them first went on a Slaughterhouse tour. And he was like, yo, and this was, how many years ago was this? 15?
Mad long.
Yeah, this 15, 20 years ago. And Joe was
Nah,
like,
no.
years ago.
it was like 15.
12.
It had to be like 15
12
almost.
years ago.
Yo, and Joe was like, I'm like, who the hell is Tech 9? And he was like, that's the point. And he said, yo, these niggas have, I don't know if you remember even
Yeah, I
telling me the
remember
story.
telling you.
Like, yo, it's 18-wheelers. These niggas have a 18-wheeler that is all merch in that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 18-wheeler is Bentleys. They traveling with their cars.
he took his
Go
car
on
with
tour with them.
Where that shifts is the narrative of the movie business is that they want you as the creative to detach from the business. We'll handle that for you.
You don't want to be burdened by this.
And
We
so
got you. It's a
You want
headache.
to be placated. You want to be
Got you.
lifted up. You want to feel like you're one of one. We'll take care of it.
We gonna market you and boost you up for your notoriety,
Exactly.
but we gonna steal all the bread that's beneath.
That's the same thing they do in the music.
They do it in music. They do it in
Exact same
everything.
thing. And like to what you was saying about the acts today that can put it together themselves, like they don't really need these companies, these labels. That's when they go and tweak the rules. Like, all right, cool, y'all found a way around us, so we're gonna change the entire board up to
Where
now
you gonna need us
You
for
still
something.
need us. Now we just created a whole new door that wasn't even there before.
So for you to get on a playlist, you gotta come.
Yeah,
through
now
us.
it's
For you to
playlist.
do this,
You gotta come
you
through
gotta,
us.
you gotta have cojones.
Let me throw this
Well,
at you.
Let me just say this real quick before you say that.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So let me just throw this at you. I'm going to say 3 names: Issa Rae, Lena Waithe, Justin Simeon. They're white people. You know what they all have in common? YouTube. They created themselves in the YouTube universe to a degree that when they walked through the doors, they had the power.
They could put their penis on the table and
Exactly.
say something. Got you.
Right.
Lena Waithe, who and who?
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
And Dustin Simeon.
I don't
And
know.
Justin
Simeon,
Simeon.
I'm sorry.
Justin did Dear White People,
Got it.
right? But here's what he did. He did the same thing that Morgan Cooper did, which led to his 2-season pickup for Bel Air. He created a 2-minute trailer for Dear White People. And he put it on YouTube. And it got so many hits that when they walked into the studio, they said, look, these people are going to become the audience.
True.
Is that what they did for Bel Air as well?
Yes.
Bel Air's trailer was amazing.
It
I
was.
remember us coming
Yeah.
in here months
A
before
kid
and was
from
like,
Kansas City. He says it. I'm driving across the bridge, and I said, "Oh, I wonder what Fresh Prince of Bel Air would look like if it was a drama."
today.
And he made a 2-minute trailer.
Wow.
What's
And
crazy
it blew up so strong that people went, "Oh, there's something here."
I buy into that.
Right?
Got you.
But what they
So
were
niggas are shooting the
creating-
trailers before they even have a show.
yo, somebody
They
just
put it
just
out.
did the same thing for Martin.
Got it.
For the Martin for
Think of it.
The exact same thing, made a
think of it
drama
like
trailer.
A long form version of a deck.
Of a demo, yeah.
Yeah.
Of a deck.
Right.
But what I was gonna say is that, and then to me, there's like this deeper thing. Even with like me and Charles, we've become close friends over this whole journey. But I did have people on my side, on my quote unquote team, like, I don't know if you want to work with him.
Why?
He got
Tell
a
him
bad
why.
reputation.
Charles is great.
This, that, no, he is great. I know that.
Fuck the niggas talking about.
But I'm like, that's what I'm saying.
That's how they dissuade us from working
But
with our own.
but I'm like, yo, but first of all, he's an incredible artist. I think the guy's a genius. And we broke bread together, been around our kids and all of that. There's that part of it. But here's this thing that we're trying to do that offers ownership to both. So why would you
I was
Yeah,
also
I know from that.
I was also
yeah.
called a tyrant by one of the biggest agencies in this town, in LA.
But you seem that way.
You know,
You don't seem like you comply.
yeah, you don't
with
seem
things.
like I'm conforming.
But here's the thing: look at it.
That
when
gets
it-
labeled
when it
certain.
doesn't look like me.
You're a mogul.
Exactly.
Or your ambition, or you're
Yeah.
aggressive, or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
wait, hold on.
That's
Following
horrible,
the flow
yeah.
of the conversation, because I know it's
horrible.
probably gonna come up, but stick with what you just said. What were we talking about earlier today when people were talking about, the Will, Chris Rock, and things like that? What was the counter?
That it was a mental health issue.
But also now,
For who?
But hold on. Talking about let's compare.
Right. Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise having that meltdown that you can find the audio of on YouTube on Mission Impossible.
I
Christian
see what
Bale.
you doing.
Christian Bale, yeah. That's what I was
Christian
trying to
Bale,
think of,
right? I mean, I can go on and give you a
Mel Gibson.
list of
It's a bunch.
Mel Gibson telling
Mel
his
Gibson.
wife that 9 N-words are going to show up at her door.
I hope you get raped by a pack of
Right.
wild
You
niggas.
talking now?
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like we're not allowed to make
We're not-
mistakes and be human.
because the if you keep the narrative, people don't get it. If you keep the narrative a certain way, you also have to understand that you've been trained to accept
Exactly.
the narrative.
And that brings it back to
I'm
what he
turning
was
gun
saying.
shut up.
That brings it back to what he was saying about the sneakers.
No,
I
you're
can't
right.
hear you.
See
What
what
you
I'm
saying?
saying?
What
I
you
said that brings it back to what we were talking about
About the
earlier about the
sneakers.
sneakers.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is about
Validation.
my whole thing is about us working together. The sad part of American history and history in general is that black people have to take care of our tribe. But even with what you guys have built here, the tribe has nothing to do with race. But that's a unique thing, and it's a normal thing. That's exciting moving forward in the future. My kids, I'm pretty sure your kids, their friend groups don't even look at race the way that
we do.
we do. They don't carry that weight. But in the heaviness of like making real moves in terms of business and ownership and this, that, and the other, and when you get into the machine and you realize, oh, this whole thing is really, really rigged in a legislative way. Not just,
Yeah.
you know,
You gotta learn
Hollywood or music. It's like
gotta
they got
learn that.
laws that,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? That will rattle your mind. And so I say this to the people who may not be of color, Parks aside, because he's black. Hey, surprise, no one knew.
No, I'm white. It's,
He just understands.
No, he's open-minded.
But I'm just saying, respectfully, you know, we're just trying to get our tribe together, you know, to figure out how to work together as a unit, because ultimately that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? It's about quote unquote best man or woman for the job and inclusion and things of that nature. But you know, if I don't know me, how can I include you in what I'm doing?
Noodle bun. Enough, Daddy.